Welcome. This is Mr. TG. This is the second video on lesson 4.6. What we're going to do is basically set up the next couple of videos, which happens to be covering completing the square. Before you move into those videos, I think it's important that you understand the concept of what a perfect square trinomial is. In front of you, you see a trinomial has three terms. Quickly to show you how I know it's a perfect square. If you were to factor this, I think most of you are aware how to factor, hopefully. You would take x, put x there and there. Factors of 81 would be 9. And if we put plus 9 here and plus 9 here, you'll notice that that does work because 9 times 9 is 81 and 9 plus 9 is 18. This is what we consider is a perfect square trinomial simply because the binomials are exactly the same. And what the textbooks will do, they will not list it in expanded form. They'll write it in shorter notation using exponents. So they will basically do this. They'll put x plus 9 to the second power. Remember, these two are identical. There's no difference. Now, one of the skills that you're going to acquire as you go through this lesson of completing the square is how to complete a square if they're giving you the first two terms. And then the factoring part is easy. If you look at number 3 here, and we ask ourselves this question, how do I figure out what goes in this blank to turn this into a perfect square trinomial? The videos are going to walk you through this, and what they're going to say to do is simply take half the b term and then square the result. Half the b term. Now these are our b terms. That basically will give you that last term in our trinomial that will make it perfect square. So if I do that number 3, I take half of negative 10, and if I square it, that becomes 25. That I call that completing the square because that turns this into a perfect square trinomial, which can be factored to x minus 5 squared. And that pattern continues. If we divide 16, take that by a half, is 8 squared is 64. And then you can easily factor it. You end up with x plus 8 squared. And then the last one, if we divide a negative 2 by a half, it's negative 1 squared is 1. And we end up with x minus 1 squared as our binomial factors. You'll notice too that the sign of the middle term will always be the sign that's in your two binomials, or in this case, you just list it once. The last term should always be positive, and for you to be able to complete this square, you have to use the a has to be 1. You'll learn about that in the last video. We'll have to divide everything by that a term. But good luck in the future videos here. They're going to show you another technique called completing the square. All these examples will be used. The concept that's being taught to you in these examples will be used in the next couple of videos. So good luck on that.